Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you guys doing today? How are you guys doing today? Hey, this is Gregory Wiles coming live to you from Houston, Texas, with its inspirational morning talk. For first-time listeners, I'm on at 8:45 a.m. That's Central Time. That's our time here in Houston, Texas. And you can check which time zone you're in. But yes, my goal is just to give you something positive. Positive, man, because this day, Littleton Wilds, big bro, good morning, how are you doing? Yes, the day can have so much negative things in it, man. I just want to give you something a little positive to ponder on, just something to balance off all the negativity we can hear and throughout the day, right? So that's my goal in doing this. I think I'll be doing this now close to 3 years or just over 3 years. So I can go on as much as God lead me to. All right. So, but today, what I want to talk about, man, and send you into the weekend with something to think about, right? What I want to I'll put together a couple of these little biblical laws here, right, to show you. I titled this, declare or say what you want to happen versus what you don't want to happen, right? Declare what you want to happen versus what you don't want to happen, right? And I'm going to explain, right? So I'm going to take a couple of these biblical laws and show you, right? We ain't going to go too biblical today. We can stay in everyday life, how these laws work in your lives every day, right? So let's look at the first one here about faith, what faith is, right? And Hebrews 11:1 says, faith shows the reality of what we hope for. It is the evidence of things not seen. This is the NLT translation, and it says faith is the evidence of things hoped for, and faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. In other translations, and King James and them would put it like that, right? But NLT put it like, faith shows the reality of what we hope for. It is the evidence of the things we cannot see, right? So that's what faith is. So faith is believing in something beyond a reasonable doubt, right? And then in Romans 10:17, it said, how do you get this faith now? How do you get this faith, right? It says you get the faith. So then faith comes by hearing, and hearing the word of God. They're talking about faith in God, right? So the more you hear it, the more you hear it, the more you hear it, the more you're going to believe it, right? All these promises, the more you hear it, the more you hear it, the more you hear it. You're talking about faith in God. So this means you could have faith in different things, not only in God. The more what you hear, you could have faith in that, right? So what I'm saying, I just used this, and I got two more little laws here. One more other little law to put together to say, Karen Belgrave, good morning. How are you doing, cuz? How are you doing? So declare what you want to happen, because lots of time I see people do this and make this mistake and wonder why they're not getting what they want, right? Let's say a lot of us kids are going to be doing the final exams pretty soon, right? And one of them, you're praying, or you going to school, you're praying. This is just one little example. We can get into more. You're going to do your test, right? You want to ace this test. You want to pass this test. But instead, your prayer is, God, please don't let me fail this test. Please don't fail this test. I can't afford to fail this test, God. Just help me not to fail this test. What are you saying? Well, faith comes from? By hearing. By hearing, right? So what are you hearing? What is the subconscious hearing? And I can break this down how the mind works, so you can understand why faith works. What is your mind hearing? Your mind only hearing feel. Your mind only hearing feel, right? The mind works like this. It's two parts, and people have different names for them. Some says it's the thinker. The conscious mind is the thinker. The subconscious mind is the prover. That's how one person put it. But it's one. The conscious mind is the mind we're using right now that do all the thinking and the reasoning and everything. The subconscious, he don't think nor reason. Whatever you put into it, that's going to take it as your truth. That's why you say some people say a lie so much to believe it. That's the same reason what we're talking about here. We're talking about this faith, right? Because the subconscious keep hearing the lie all the time. The subconscious is the one who's gonna responsible for executing what the conscious mind thinks. right? But he don't reason nor think. He don't know if it's a lie, if it's a truth. Whatever you put in there and tell it to do, it's going to do it and do it great, right? That's the goal. So that's why if somebody keep telling a lie all the time, it come a point in time that they believe their own lie, because the subconscious keep hearing the lie till the subconscious say, well, this got to be truth. I got to make this happen, right? So same thing if you praying not to fail. What is subconscious mind hearing? Fail, 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 fail. That's all the subconscious mind hearing. That's why I'm saying, say what you want to happen. Say, God, I'm going this test. I'm going to ace this test. I'm going to get 100 in this test. Father God, I'm going to pass this test with flying colors. I'm going to excel. I'm going to exceed. Now the subconscious hearing 100, excel, exceed, do great, and it can make that happen, right? So stop saying what you don't want to happen and start saying what you want to happen, right? So next example, I know a guy, he had a little mom and pop store. You know, most of those, like the third world countries, or a lot of those in the cities, even here in the U.S., different parts of in the cities, they got a lot of mom and pop businesses that run the town, right? They got a lot of these big stores. So this guy had a very popular little neighborhood store, and he needed his holidays off, because most times on holidays people come to forget the little ice, to forget to get this little stuff, and he got to come and open his doors and provide it, because he's the man that pretty much take care of the community. So every holiday coming up that he wants to take off, he'll put up this big sign: please don't forget your ice. Please don't forget. Ice is the most thing people forget they need for the holidays. The next thing you know, the holiday, oh man, we need some ice. And they're coming to knock on his doors to get some ice. So he said, I'm going to help these people out here. So a month out, I'm going to put, please don't forget your ice for the holidays. And every time you keep complaining, I'm putting up the big sign saying, don't forget your ice. And it's still, the more I put up this sign, the still, everyone just keep knocking at my door. And one guy said, you know what? Okay, let's do this for the next holiday. Just put get your ice. Remember the ice. Get ice for the holidays. Take out the word forget. Let's take out the word forget. Just let's put what you want them to do versus now what not to do. Just put get ice for the holidays. Remember your ice. Holidays is coming. Get your ice. And he did that, and he had a few people knock on his door. And he was amazed, because now what people mind hearing, get your ice. Ice for the holidays. Ice for the holidays, rather than forget, right? Don't forget. Don't forget. The subconscious hearing, forget, rather than get, right? So that's why these speakers, these motivational speakers, is always tell you, write your goals down where you can see it and declare it every day. All they're doing is these biblical laws. They're getting you to activate. And the next one they get you to activate to is Proverbs 18:21. That said, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. That's the King James. And then the NLT put it in a little simpler language. It said the tongue can bring death or life. Those who love to talk will reap the consequences. So it's saying whatever you keep saying, just like I said, the person who talking the lie all the time, whatever you keep saying is going to happen. So that's how all these laws come together and work in your real life. So that's why you got to say what you want to happen, because death and life is in the power of the tongue. So if you keep saying, I fail, rather than pass, excel, exceed, that's what's going to happen. Remember the football, I ain't going to call teams, because I know people are very passionate about the teams and all of that. But two teams were up, and one of the teams were expected to win. They were expected to win beyond the shadow. The next team, was there going to put up a good challenge. But the team that wasn't supposed to win won the game. The team that was supposed to win lost the game. And the general manager for the team that lost, he said simply why we lost. We were determined not to lose. And the next team was determined to win. So every time in their locker room, the coach is telling them, we can't afford to lose this game, guys. We can't afford to lose this game. We can't afford to lose this game. This is a weaker team than us. We got to win. We can't afford to lose it because we need to move forward to the championship game. We can't afford to lose this. And that's all the speech they're getting in the locker room every day. We can't afford to lose. We can't afford to lose. We can't afford to lose. Rather than the other team saying, we got to win. We're going to win. We're going to win. We're going to win. We got to win. We got to win. We got to win. So you see two different speech, two same players, but it's with the mind to receive, with the subconscious, right? Receive, like Orlando Gale put it. Your subconscious mind is like a fertile piece of land, how we put it. It's like a fertile piece of land. It don't care what you plant. It don't care what you plant in it, but it's going to give you a great harvest. Right? It doesn't care what you plant. It's like a fertile piece of land. So if you plant, let's say, what? Give me something. Let's say you plant pumpkins. I don't know. Pumpkins come to mind. Let's say you plant pumpkins and you a fertile piece of land, you fertilize the land nice, good. You plant your pumpkin seeds. It's going to give you a great batch of pumpkins. You can get some of the best pumpkins you ever had. But on the contrary, the same piece of land, and you plant some poison bush, poison ivy, it's going to give you a great batch of poison ivy. It does not care what you plant. It's going to return to you a great harvest. So it said that's how the subconscious mind is, right? So if you put positive stuff in it, it's going to give you a positive result. If you put negative stuff in it, it's going to give you a great negative result. That's why the mind is so powerful. That's why God laws here. It's not just laws he write. He make us and he know we make the mind. So that's why he's saying to us, look, death and life is in the power of your tongue. Be careful what you're saying. Because a fertile piece of land with your subconscious mind gonna make that happen. It can give you it in a good abundance of what you're saying, whether the good or the bad. It doesn't care, right? And then faith. He said faith comes right hearing the word of God. So he said if you want to excel in faith in me, you got to continuous hearing my word. So the subconscious hear it. So you can start believing all these promises and believing what God said, and that's what's gonna happen. That's how we say, well, faith is, right? Faith is the reality of what we hope for, and is the evidence of the things we cannot see, because the subconscious can believe that so much it's gonna believe it's gonna happen. Just like the lie. You keep telling a lie all the time, the subconscious after a while can believe it. So that's what God's saying. I know how I make your body. I know. I ain't just saying making these laws because I'm God. I know how I make your body. I know how I make the mind. So I'm saying, if you want to have faith in my word, you got to continuously hear it. Let the subconscious hear it, and they can believe it. Once the subconscious believe it, it's a done deal. It's like a recording. Your subconscious record it. That's why it's hard to get rid of habits, because the subconscious already got that down there. It's like a recording. And the only way to get rid of that now is to replace it by a new habit. Right? So that's it in a nutshell, how these law works. God knows how we make our bodies, and that's why he's saying death and life is in the power of the tongue. Because what happens when you keep saying that, the subconscious hearing it. Right? Come right back to faith comes by hearing. What you keep saying, the subconscious keep hearing. What you keep saying, the subconscious keep hearing. Be careful telling your kids all these negative things. Tell them positive. Speak what you want them to do. Don't say what they're gonna be. No, you see they're doing a behavior that's not right and gonna end up bad for them. Don't tell them what the behavior gonna get them. You keep praying and telling them, no, Lord, he's gonna do great. Johnny is gonna do great. He is going to excel. He's going to exceed. He's not going to, you keep saying what you want them to, the direction where you want them to go in. Don't keep telling them the direction where the behavior you're gonna take them in. You might mention it to them and give them reality, what it is. But in your prayer, your everyday stuff, you keep speaking life. You keep speaking life, right? In everything you're doing. Don't say what you don't want to happen. Keep saying what you want to happen. Like I'm saying, if you read listen to those motivational speakers and you read the books, this is the same thing they're boiling down to. Say, make your goals, put it where you can see it, and you keep repeating it every morning. Look at your goal, and you keep repeating it, right? That's not what most of them say. And this is the laws that they're trying to tell you. Just let it get down to your subconscious. Death and life Hearing. You keep hearing it, hearing. What's my goal? I'm going to open this business. I'm going to excel in this. I'm going to exceed in this. This is what I'm going to do. I got to get this by this time. And the subconscious get it and believe it, guys. So I can leave that there, man. Just going to the weekend thinking about this. But keep saying what you want to happen versus what you don't want to happen, right? Cheryl Roberts, good morning. Good morning. How are you doing today, man? Have a great day. We now wrapping up. You can go back and catch it. It's a great one. All right, guys. Have a great weekend. We'll talk again on Monday. Goodbye.